Let's go back to Discord and hear from a few more people, right? I mean, it's dialogue. It's a fantastic thing. Let's go to Paul from Florida. Paul, welcome to the program. What's on your mind
Hi.
today?
Hi. Can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so last time we spoke, I was leaning more towards Trump, but I changed my mind since. And actually, I want to do a favor to all the left thinking people. If anyone in the audience is still thinking about voting for Trump, and if they can find spare time, they should read a book. It's called The Cult of Trump by Stephen Hassan. And ever since I read that book, I put everything in perspective. I realized that it was about Trump. It was about my negative feelings, and Trump knows how to push those buttons. And I think a lot of his supporters are like that.
Wow.
Yeah. You
That's
know
an
what I mean?
incredible insight into your own prior support of Trump. That's an amazing thing, Paul. I'm so glad to hear you. You essentially deprogrammed yourself in a way.
Well, I believe so. Yes.
Incredible. And
But
do you see, are there people around you that you were maybe also able to deprogram?
to be honest, it's hard to help them. I don't think they're ready for that. I think it
That's a good
depends on the
question.
person.
What got you to the point where you were ready to be deprogrammed from the cult?
Well, actually, my breaking point was recently when Trump keeps like complaining about the open border, but now
Mhm.
that Biden was willing to do something about it, he just opposes it. He tells Republicans, "Don't vote for it.
Don't
Don't
make
vote
the
for it."
deal.
Yeah,
Right.
because he's only there for himself. I don't think he believes in anything. He's just about himself. That's all he cares about.
Yep. And that's the way many cult leaders are,
Really.
Paul, to be totally honest.
Yes.
I'm
But my
curious, Paul, what's the music playing in the
yes,
background? Where are you?
I'm at home.
Oh, and you're just playing music while we chat?
No, it's the your lobby music. I don't know.
That's my
Strange.
music.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So my
All
question
right.
was very quickly about the project 2025. You did a
Yeah.
video on it, but I still don't understand it. I looked at the document. It's very long. It flies over my head. Like, could you explain to me very simply, like
Here's the
me as
gist of
an average
Project
person?
2025. It's a good question. Here's the gist of it. Project
Okay.
2025 wants to, when Trump or whatever Republican becomes president, install complete and total loyalists in all positions of government, including positions currently held not by political figures, but just bureaucrats, like career bureaucrats, do what they call taking apart the administrative state, which includes eliminating entire departments altogether and pushing the country towards an authoritarian autocracy. That's the best way I can say it.
Sounds horrible. I don't want
It's
to live
bad. It's
through
not a
that.
good thing. Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
Paul.
Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much for the call. I appreciate it. And congratulations on getting out of the cult.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, there goes Paul from Florida. Congratulations, right? I mean, really, really remarkable stuff. Let's go next to, let's talk to Ryan from Berkeley, California, who says he's a Republican. Ryan, are you the rare Berkeley Republican?
Well, can you hear me, David? All right.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, yeah. I would call myself like a Romney Republican. So in this, I originally had to be there because I would have considered myself a Biden voter, but the Biden Trump debate, I'm on the Biden side.
You're a
I am a
Romney
rare.
Republican. I gotcha.
That's right. I have one very quick thing to say about what Sean was talking about on the issue of speech on campus,
Yeah.
which is that, and tell me if you sort of agree with this. I think the original video, I do think you seem to misunderstand, in my opinion, the when it turns into conduct framing, because that sounded crazy from the, from the executives or the leaders of the universities.
Right.
But I think the point they were leaning on was that the harassment itself is the offense, not the language, which I think is fair enough, even if it's hypocritical in other areas. Do you agree with that part, or do you still
I
think that
guess what I
that's
struggle with is the practicality of what is the context in which one could make a call for genocide where their behavior is no problem?
right? Right. I mean, I
Like, in other
guess
words,
it's just hard
let's
to know.
imagine that we grant they're not trying to genocide anyone. They aren't holding physical weapons, but they're on campus holding a bunch of signs that say all Jews should be killed, all trans people should be killed, whatever. Isn't that already a bullying, hostile act? The fact that you're on campus holding this sign up to students who meet whatever immutable characteristic you've decided, like that would be, it seems to me that already would be a form of bullying, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I agree with that, and I just think that's the conduct. So the question would be, does that cross into the realm of that is harassment conduct? But I don't think calling quote unquote for the genocide of Jews itself can necessarily violate if you just
But
said,
how would you
I'm
call it
very
without it
angry.
being part of what you're doing? Is it like if you make a Facebook post, but then on campus you don't do or say anything?
Or you just say it in anger, right? Like to your friend, in the cafeteria. I don't know. You're just angry, or you're in a class where you're talking about how should we respond to things. I mean, I think you should be allowed to say things that are bad. So then,
Yeah.
if you are, I agree that signs themselves to me are the conduct because you've basically made this like a public display of intimidation.
I
So,
guess what
like
we have
in
to
my opinion, it's
imagine
gonna be
is that there would be some way to super calmly go, listen, I mean this as no threat to any Jewish person here, but I do believe that all Jews should be killed. I'm saying it perfectly calm, like how it's almost like silly. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's fair enough. I just wanted to sort of draw the through line there, but it's not that important from my perspective because I mostly agree with
Yeah,
what you're saying.
fair
Can I
ance
ask the maybe more important question I wanted to get
Yeah,
to, which is
sure.
so this is like a strategic thing on how I think we, I guess, including myself, with the Biden camp, should handle a certain political strategic challenge, which is that it seems to me there's like a challenge, particularly with maybe the border, but it applies to other issues when it comes to handling Trump. It seems that he finds a way over the years to take positions that are so extreme and really less taking a position, but more just saying something in such an extreme way that the response has to be that's crazy, that's way too far, that's outlandish, but in doing so, appearing weak. So, like the obvious example is the border, which is so important right now. If Trump says this will be the biggest deportation of our lifetimes when I'm in office, we'll build this giant wall and all this sorts of stuff. No one will come in, and the realities of that being, impractical, arguably unethical, whatever, don't really matter because it's less about the specifics of what he's doing. It's that he's communicating sort of strength. He's communicating that it matters to him
Hmm.
a lot, right? And then
Yeah.
anything else is like a walk back from that. And I just feel like this pins Democrats sometimes. That obviously pinned everyone in the primary in 2016 because everyone else appeared sort of relatively weak on the Republican side. Maybe it will apply to Iran too. I don't know. And I guess my question is just what do you think the Biden campaign can do to not sort of play that game and instead, have that unbalanced policy debate, but do something different to avoid that?
I'm going to be completely honest, Ryan. The way that the dynamics of this general election are shaping up, I don't know that it's going to come down to the Biden campaign figuring out how to counterpoint these outlandish statements from Trump anyway. I don't think that is going to be the dynamic of this campaign. In a normal campaign, Trump would say this outlandish thing. And then it would put the other candidate, Biden, in a position to have to respond substantively, but figure out what sort of policy can I stake out here that is going to be. There is no indication to me that is at all going to be the way that this campaign goes down. And so I don't even think it's a concern, to be totally frank.
Yeah, that's a take.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
it may not be satisfying in the way that maybe you were hoping for, but I just don't think it's going to matter. This is such a different sort of presidential election.
it's kind of like when you laugh at people who are undecided, right? It's like it does feel like everything's not playing on the policy realm.
100%. How could you possibly be undecided? It's insane.
Okay, well, thank you, David. I appreciate
All
it.
right, thanks very much. Great to hear from you. There's Ryan, Republican from Berkeley, California. Fascinating stuff.